Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Builds, and today we're dealing with the 2017 Ferrari GTC4Lusso. Now this has 1,339 horsepower, 958 pounds-feet of torque from a 6.5 litre twin turbocharged V12 engine, and the car itself now weighs 3,438 pounds. Had all-wheel drive standard, but now it has off-road tyres and off-road suspension, and it can do 0 to 16 3.009 seconds, 0 to 104.806 seconds, and going to a top speed of 262 miles an hour. So yeah, obviously this is still quite a large car. Well, obviously it's going to be a large car still, because can't change the width or the height of the body, but it still also obviously weighs a lot as well, even though obviously it has been given a bit of a diet. And yeah, obviously it's also a Ferrari, which hardly known for their off-roading vehicles. So yeah, it's got that going against it. Plus obviously it was never meant to deal with off-road tyres or off-road suspension, but luckily the all-wheel drive is standard, so that's not something additional it's having to deal with that it never had originally. But also it's obviously dealing with way more power as well. It's more than twice the power it had originally, so yeah, asking a fair bit from it, but hopefully it'll be able to deal with it. The main concern is obviously the size of the car and the weight. Not an ideal weight for this series, quite frankly. Especially when, we're getting up to some kind of high speeds and having to stop that weight on a surface that is hardly all that grippy, so that's not ideal either. Decent amount of speed down that bit though, but control is not on our side by the looks of things. Not that it's entirely relevant, but I think this car looks better in this colour than the red colour that had it in the review. But yeah, looking better is not going to help us on this course. A bit of understeer on that corner there. And yeah, not a mightily impressive time either. I think the weight and the fact that it's not really meant to deal with this kind of stuff put it down there. So yeah, 2 minutes 12 seconds, 0.926 seconds means that we are far out of the top 20. And we only just about beat the Morris Minor 1000 and the MGB GT. We're slower than the Aero Nomad and the Bentley 8 litre, as well as other off-roaders like the Can-Am Maverick, the Funko Motorsports and the Volkswagen Baja Buck, which I guess is no real surprise. But yeah, I was expecting a bit better out of that, because obviously it does have a lot of power, it's got really rather decent acceleration, stock form it does handle really rather well, though whether or not those off-road tyres and off-road suspension hindered that handling, well I'll never really know, to be honest. But yeah, the fact it's quite a large car and does weigh a fair amount certainly didn't help, and yeah, it just didn't seem to be able to put that power down a lot of the time either, because yeah, for a car that has this amount of power in it, the fact that we were only getting up to about 160 on the tarmac straight at the end is really rather indicative that the power wasn't really getting from the tyres onto the road. So yeah, a little bit of a shame, but for the first Ferrari that we've had, it's not awful. It's hardly as bad as some of the vehicles that we've had, and yeah, could have been a lot worse obviously, but nonetheless really was expected to be a bit better with that amount of power and the performance that it had on show really, but that's how it goes sometimes. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.